Hey guys, welcome back to another mod review. Today I'm going to be doing something a little different. This is more of a collection of mods, a few mods that are kind of too small to have their own video. I'll be calling this Quality of Life Collection Volume 1, and today we're going to be starting off with Ready Config by Macy. This is probably the largest mod in this video, so I'm going to go over it first. Ready Config is basically a mod that lets you change the way the Ready Up system in Risk of Rain 2 works. The biggest thing it does is it lets you change the countdown timer in the lobby. Which I can't really show to you because I don't have anyone else in my lobby, but I have it set to 10 minutes. It's really helpful for like larger lobbies where people like ready up, you know, just a troll, or maybe they're not paying attention or something. But yeah, I set it to 10 minutes because I can always just naturally start it whenever I want to with a console command, but it also does a few other things. So we'll take a look at that through the config. There's enable and disable changes for each section of the mod. So enable credits change, you know, enable game over changes, etc., etc. So I'm not going to go over those, but you can skip the countdown for the credits if anyone readies up. It doesn't require all players to ready up, and it only takes 5 seconds is what I've set it to. Game over changes requires already false, so it lets you basically anyone start the countdown timer for the ending credit or ending stat screen, and I set that to 30 so people have a little bit longer to look at their stats, especially in a game with a lot of other people. You know, you might want to look through some other people's stats, and it takes a bit longer. Lobby changes requires the host. I leave this off because I don't really mind. I can start or stop the game whenever I want. Start when host is ready. Again, I leave this off because I just use console commands to start when I'm ready. And then my lobby countdown time 600 seconds. That's 10 minutes. People always, they get in, they press ready up, and they're like, whoa, 10 minutes. I'm like, yep, don't worry, we're not actually waiting 10 minutes. That's a really helpful mod. Next mod we're going to look at is Fixed Player Count by Morphine. This is a really small, quick mod, but it's really helpful. What it does is when players leave your game, it scales the game back down. Because usually the way the vanilla game works is if a player leaves the game, it will scale up the difficulty, but it won't scale back down. This mod makes it scale back down. So there's an option to have it scale down once the stage progresses. That was one of my suggestions, because you know, if someone leaves in the middle of a stage on like a double mountain shrine, you just lose out on a bunch of items. You still fight the hard boss, but you lose out on a bunch of items. So I asked them to make it so that the stage player count doesn't decrease until you go to the next stage. So this is a really helpful mod to have, especially if you play with more players or you have drop in. So like if your fourth person leaves, you can get another fourth person and it not really affect the scaling of your run. So yeah, Fixed Player Count by Morphine, very important, very fun mod. Fun. But also another mod by Morphine, the More Sacrifice Interactables. You can't really read it here, but what it basically does is make more items spawn on the map in Sacrifice. So that lets you have equipment barrels. We'll take a look at that in the config. Equipment multi-shops, and you can also configure their weight. I'm not sure how weight works in this game, to be honest. I just don't change these values. They feel pretty good what they're set to on default. So let's equipment barrels, equipment tri-shops, lunar pods, and then void cradles. I'm pretty sure void cradles were updated in the vanilla game to be spawning on Sacrifice anyway. So I'm not sure if this mod, I think you can probably just disable this and it will be fine. But default, I just leave the mod the way it is, and it works really well for me. So yeah, I don't think there's anything to show you in game. See, the ready timer is 10 minutes. But other than that, you know, if any of these mods sound useful or interesting, please check them out in the description, and until next time.